Barry Gibb, the eldest member of the legendary Bee Gees, has spent decades in the spotlight, shaping the sound of modern pop, rock, and disco. But as he reaches 79, Barry has finally opened up about the complex and emotional relationship he had with his brother Robin. Known for his unmistakable falsetto voice and his songwriting brilliance, Barry's contributions to the Bee Gees are immeasurable. Yet behind the fame, the music, and the global stardom, the Gibb brothers shared a bond filled with both love and rivalry. Barry's emotional reflections on Robin's life and death offer a poignant glimpse into the brotherhood that shaped their journey. For decades, fans were unaware of the deeper struggles that Barry and Robin faced behind closed doors. Now Barry reveals the truth. Early life and the formation of the Bee Gees. Barry Gibb was born on September 1st, 1946, in Douglas, Isle of Man, and from a young age he was immersed in music. Growing up in a musically inclined family, Barry and his twin brothers, Robin and Maurice, spent their childhood experimenting with harmonies and songwriting. The Gibb family moved to Australia in the late 1950s, where their music journey took a pivotal turn. It was in Redcliffe, Queensland, that the brothers began performing publicly under the name the Rattlesnakes, which eventually evolved into the Bee Gees. Their talent quickly caught the attention of the music industry, and they signed their first recording contract. This marked the beginning of an extraordinary career that would see them dominate the pop and disco scenes for decades. The Bee Gees' breakthrough and global stardom. By the mid-1960s, the Bee Gees returned to England, where their breakthrough came in 1967 with hits like To Love Somebody, Massachusetts, and New York Mining Disaster, 1941. These tracks showcased Barry's exceptional songwriting and distinctive voice, which set the group apart. The Bee Gees' success grew rapidly, and Barry's lyrical depth became a hallmark of the group's sound. As musical tastes evolved in the 1970s, Barry led the Bee Gees through one of the most dramatic reinventions in pop music history, transitioning from melodic pop to disco pioneers. The Bee Gees' contribution to the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack in 1977 cemented their place as global superstars. With timeless hits like Stayin' Alive and How Deep Is Your Love, Barry's voice became a symbol of the disco era, the Bee Gees, and the golden age of disco. The 1970s marked the peak of the Bee Gees' fame, and Barry Gibb became one of the most recognizable voices in the world. The Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, which featured Barry's songwriting, produced some of the biggest disco hits of all time. These songs defined a generation, and the Bee Gees were at the forefront of the cultural shift that brought disco into the mainstream. Despite facing some criticism from music critics during this time, Barry's work during the disco era is now regarded as groundbreaking. His vocal harmonies and melodic genius set new standards in pop music, and the Bee Gees became synonymous with the golden age of disco. Barry's influence on modern pop and rock music remains significant, with his songs continuing to inspire new generations of artists. Barry Gibb's role as a songwriter and producer for other artists beyond his work with the Bee Gees. Barry Gibb proved himself to be an exceptional songwriter and producer for other artists. He wrote and produced hits for major stars like Barbra Streisand, Diana Ross, Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton, and Celine Dion. Some of these songs like Guilty, Barbra Streisand, and Islands in the Stream, Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton, became timeless classics. Barry's ability to write and produce songs that perfectly suited each artist's voice highlighted his versatility. His knack for crafting songs that resonated emotionally with audiences helped cement his legacy as one of the most talented and influential figures in the music industry. Barry's contributions were not just limited to his own band, but extended to the entire music world. The struggles and forgiveness between the Gibb brothers. As Barry and Robin navigated their complicated relationship, there were moments when they didn't speak to each other. There were times when we didn't speak, Barry admits, reflecting on the years of unspoken tension. Robin went his way, I went mine, and Maurice was always the peacemaker. Despite their differences and occasional estrangement, Barry always held deep respect for Robin's talent. He recalls how Robin's voice brought a unique emotional depth to their music, turning simple lyrics into timeless masterpieces. Yet fame and personal egos sometimes tested their bond. The passing of Maurice in 2003 briefly brought Barry and Robin closer as they realized how precious time was. When Mo died, we realized how much time we had wasted fighting over things that didn't matter, Barry says, with a sense of regret. The final days, a moment of peace between brothers. Barry's most emotional reflections came when he spoke about Robin's final days in 2012. Visiting Robin in the hospital, Barry saw his brother frail and weak, but still full of spirit. He smiled and said, "We did it, didn't we, Baz?" Barry recalls, his voice tinged with sadness. That moment, Barry reveals, was when everything came full circle. All the music, all the years, everything we went through, it was all worth it because we did it together. For Barry, that moment of reconciliation, when they were able to let go of old grudges and express their love for each other, became a source of peace. It was a moment that closed the chapter on years of conflict, and Barry's emotional reflection on Robin's death remains one of the most powerful moments of his life. Carrying on the legacy, Barry Gibb's tribute to his brothers. Since Robin's death, Barry has continued to perform the Bee Gees songs, but it hasn't been easy. It's lonely being the last one, he admits. Sometimes I walk out on stage and I can almost hear their voices beside me. Robin's harmony, Maurice's laughter, they're still with me. For Barry, performing without his brothers is both a tribute to their shared legacy and a reminder of the immense void left by their absence. He often thinks about his brothers as he sits in his Miami home surrounded by old photographs and records. For Barry, it's not the fame that matters most. It's the shared memories of their time together, the laughter, the brotherhood, and the music that continues to live on. The unspoken regret and gratitude for Robin Gibb. Barry's emotional reflection extends beyond the music to the personal regrets he feels. If I could go back, I'd tell Robin how proud I was of him, Barry admits, acknowledging the things left unsaid during their tumultuous years. We were young and foolish, too caught up in trying to be the best, but I see now that Robin was irreplaceable. Barry's words reveal both his grief and his gratitude. He is grateful for the time he spent with Robin, and he understands that their bond was special. There will never be another voice like his, Barry says, his voice filled with admiration for his brother's unique talent. He continues to carry Robin's memory with him, ensuring that his voice remains alive in the music they created together. A legacy of brotherhood. The Bee Gees and the music they left behind. Barry's final words on the matter highlight the enduring nature of their bond. The Bee Gees will always be three, he says, his voice resolute. No matter what happens, Robin and Maurice are part of me. We'll always be together, in the music, in the memories, in the hearts of those who still listen. Barry's heartfelt revelation serves as a reminder that the Bee Gees' legacy is not just about fame or the music they created. It's about family, forgiveness, and the unbreakable bond between brothers. Even in the face of loss, their music lives on, reminding us that the harmony of brotherhood never truly fades.